YouTube, this is me, Agent Dave, aka Fanatical for Jesus, aka Dalway, aka David Chu. Alright, I want to make a video. I want to get real personal with you guys. I want to talk about my experiences in the mental hospital. Um, I've had many experiences in many different kinds of mental hospitals, so I'm not going to talk about any specific one because honestly, my memories of these mental hospitals kind of all blend together. But I just decided I wanted to talk a little bit about my experiences in these mental hospitals. Pretty much, most mental hospitals that I've been in were pretty much the same. They were very similar to each other. I mean, you come in, you go through intake, they assess you, they give you your hygiene products that you're gonna need while you're staying there. You get to keep your own clothes, but they take away your shoelaces. I mean, take away your shoelaces because they don't want you to try and hang yourself or choke yourself out with your shoelaces. Some mental hospitals will let you smoke, but they have designated smoking times. Some mental hospitals won't let you smoke. It just depends on which one you're in. And then, you get in, and they show you to your room, and you're gonna have a roommate. You have one other roommate. Like, I don't know, that's my experience. In all the mental hospitals I've been in, I only had one roommate. I don't know if there's others where you have more than one roommate or not, but all the ones I've been to, I only had one roommate. And they have men on one side, the women on the other side. There's always more men than there are women. I don't know what that's about. Like, in all the mental hospitals I've been in, there was always more men in there than there were women. Um, I don't know why, like, but well, there's been a couple times where I was in a mental hospital and it was like equal amounts of men and women, but I've never seen a mental hospital that had more women than men. I don't know what that's about. But anyways, they some mental hospitals you get to go to the cafeteria to eat for mealtime. But some mental hospitals, they bring the food up to the unit for you, and you have to eat on the unit. And then some mental hospitals, they make it a privilege that you have to earn. You have to earn and get approval by your psychiatrist to be able to go to the cafeteria to have mealtime there. And until you get that approval from the psychiatrist, you have to eat on the unit. And honestly, like, going to the cafeteria, I don't really see that as a privilege. I mean, some mental hospitals, they have like a soda machine that you can get soda there, whereas you can't get soda on the unit. But that's about the only perk I could think of that honestly could be a privilege when you go to the cafeteria. Other than that, it's pretty much the same. You eat the same food. Um, you probably will eat meals with other units, but you can't sit with other units. You sit at your own designated table, so it's not like you can really interact with other people from other units. Um, what else? They Once you meet your psychiatrist, he decides what medication to put you on. They have designated times for you to take your medication, but it's always the same time every single day, so you know when it's coming, when med time is coming for you to take your medication. And oh, and then of course they have groups all day long. They have different groups. They have like recreational therapy, where pretty much you do things like you can do arts and crafts. You can play a game, like a team building game and stuff like that. Um, then they have like music therapy, where I don't know the music therapy groups I've been in. It was always like karaoke. Like they put on a karaoke machine and we just sang karaoke. Um, they also have um, when I was there, they had DBT groups, which is dialectical behavioral therapy, and that's a whole other video for me to get into. Like, there's a lot to DBT. I can't just talk about it. I can't give a brief summary of DBT in like 8 minutes. So I'll maybe make a video later on about what DBT exactly is, but I don't know. Anyways, so they have a different variety of groups, and honestly, the first 3 days that I would be in a mental hospital, it was all right. The time would go by fast, but then after like 3 or 4 days, it gets pretty redundant, and I start feeling like I need to get out because I start feeling like I'm caged in, and I start getting aggravated, and I want to get out because it just becomes mundane, and it's just the same thing over and over and over again. The first 3 or 4 days is just fine, but then after that, I'm just like, I need to get out of here. I'm ready to leave, but it's just absolutely like it's. But I mean, overall, the mental hospital experiences that I had were pretty good. I never. I mean, I've always been good in the mental hospital because I don't want to freak out and get myself restrained. There was only one time, like I was in intake or not intake. I was in the crisis unit, and I was flipping out, and the staff had to come in and hold me down and give me a shot of, I think it was Ativan or Thorazine, and it knocked me out. I was out for the whole day. Like, I was knocked out. Well, yeah, I was out within a matter of minutes. That's how fast I was out. And that was the only time I could really think of being held down by the staff members, being forcibly restrained so they can give me a shot that'll put me to sleep. And I didn't like it because honestly, I didn't like when I woke up, I was still drowsy and stuff like that. Anyway, so, um, I have seen other people get forcibly restrained on the unit, though, especially when I was a teenager and I was in the mental hospital. I've seen other kids that would act out and freak out over something small, and the staff would literally rush in there and, like, restrain the kid, take him down, and then carry him to the back where the crisis rooms were, and they'd strap him down to the bed and give them a shot. And I was like, I don't want that to happen to me. Like, but usually, because once they have me medicated, pretty much good. But it's before I'm medicated that I start freaking out, and they have to do something. Like they have to forcibly give me a shot or something. But once I'm medicated, I'm pretty mellow, pretty chilled out. Um, yeah. So my mental hospital experiences, I've been to maybe over 10 different kinds of mental hospitals. I've been to three in Colorado, and I've been to one of those three like multiple times, probably more than 10 times. That's the Pueblo State Hospital. I've been to one in California. I've been to one here in Ohio, and I've also been to three in New Jersey, and one of those I've been to like twice. So overall, well, I've only been to a few different kinds of mental hospitals, I guess, but I've been to the same mental hospitals a lot, like more than like 10 times. And so my experiences of mental hospitals are pretty much the same. They all blend together. I remember doing the same things in each mental hospital, except, well, when I was in New Jersey, they had a new thing going on. They had Alcoholics Anonymous, and everybody in the unit was required to go to Alcoholics Anonymous, even if you weren't an alcoholic or you never drank alcohol. They still required you to go to Alcoholics Anonymous, which I thought was really stupid. I was like, why do I have to go to Alcoholics Anonymous if I'm not an alcoholic? Like, and they said, well, it's just good for you to learn the concepts of what they teach. But then when I went, it was just pretty much these two guys talking about their experiences on alcohol, and they were pretty much glorifying like the days when they were drinking alcohol, telling us stories about how much fun they had and stuff. And now I'm talking about how their life is boring now that they don't drink alcohol.